Hey guys, wanted to welcome you back to the Chronically Chill. Again, I am TJ the Park Bopper, and this being the fourth episode of the Chronically Chill, I wanted to circle back around to Prader Willi syndrome and talk a little bit about that and a new condition for me and how I've been able to deal with my obesity. When I was younger, and I think many of us with Prader Willi kind of follow the same course. I was on a very low carbohydrate, very low calorie diet. I think when I started the caloric intake limitations, it was around 900 calories per day. So essentially the way we managed that is I would get a serving of cereal and milk in the morning, cereal with skim milk, and then at lunch I would have a healthy choice meal or another frozen diet meal per se, and that was kind of a difficult thing to manage through going through grade school because I needed access to a microwave, and it was just difficult. Had to go to the teacher's lounge a lot, but being on a special diet, it was challenging. And then as I got older and as different diets and ideas of nutrition evolved, I went on to a low carbohydrate diet, high protein, the Atkins diet. I had some success with that. I think when I was 3 years old, I weighed 75 pounds, and then I went on the caloric restrictive diet, and then I lost probably 40 pounds. By the time I was into kindergarten, just starting into grade school, I actually was at a normal weight. And I maintained that for about 2 years or so, and then my weight started to climb again. But I mean, it was climbing along the way, but it just seemed to kind of go up incrementally a little bit. Never to I don't think I was at the BMI rating of being morbidly obese at that point until probably about third grade, third through fourth, it was a challenge. I started to lose weight again halfway through fourth grade. Really in fourth grade is when I started to have some difficult, going through puberty and things like that. With my other conditions that are related to Prader Willi, that's when I had to start dealing with those conditions a little bit more. That was really challenging. I had a lot of medical related issues that I had to deal with, so there was a lot of stress. Fourth and fifth grade and sixth grade were just really challenging. So my weight was kind of plateauing or going down during that period. I think by the time I was in fifth grade, I was overweight, but again, not morbidly obese. And I think I kind of maintained that. Obviously, my parents helped me a lot with that. When I was in seventh grade, 13, I started on HCG, human growth hormone, and gonadotropin injections. And that, with Prader Willi at the time, that was something that was a new treatment. But as time has went on, that's quintessential. Kids have those injections that need them. I think I was going to be about 4'6" if I didn't have those injections. So I'm 5'10", so I'm really, really happy that I had those injections. And not only that, I would have had some growth deformities as far as the size of my hands and feet, and the quality of the hair that grew in, and things like that. It wouldn't have helped. My body had to learn how to produce its own testosterone, and that's what the purpose of the injections were. And again, I went through that period for 4 years, and once every 5 days I had an injection, and it was one thing that I think is just amazing. The trajectory and help that provided to me, and I'm so glad that treatment came around when it did, and I'm so glad that medical science had progressed to the point where they realized that's what was needed. So very thankful for that. Dealing with the urological problems that I had and having all those surgeries and things, and during that period it was a challenge. The dieting too, so maintaining or keeping my weight or reducing my weight. I think I was really good. It was my freshman year. Sophomore and junior year in high school, I really put on a lot of weight, and I think I got up to 300 pounds or so. And then around that time, I think is when the low carb diets started to become popular, and that's what we started on. and I lost quite a bit of weight with that. And headed into my senior year, I was a little bit more heavier than I am now, but I was looking slim and trim through that. And again, that was a good maintenance. Just being on a diet your entire life, it's not fun, but I think it's necessary to help you not to put a lot of wear and tear on your body. I think there's going to be times when you have Prader Willi that you're just going to be overweight or you're going to be obese or what have you, but you don't give up. Don't give up on that challenge. You've got to persevere as someone with this disorder to maintain your weight and use the tools that are out there and the diets that are out there to do so, exercise, and so forth. The HCG will help you in the fact that it'll, if your doctor gives you that medication, it helps you gain muscle mass because you get your hormones corrected, and that will help you be able to exercise to lose the weight. I actually played football when I was in 8th grade, and through high school I did marching band, and we weren't a march and stand band. We were a continually march band. We were competitive, so it was a really good physical experience for me. And I did it in times that I was dealing with other conditions for this disorder, and really band and music helped me through and manage a lot of the stress and the grief and things that go along with this. So that was part of the healing for me, was music, and continues to be. So going back to the weight, I had gained considerably more as an adult through college. College was a stressful time for me. I marched again in college, and I did that whole thing. I did it as morbidly obese, and wearing those big thick uniforms and marching in the heat and stuff. It got to me quite a bit. I would have stress fractures in my feet from just stepping off steps, being obese, and you do get stress fractures in your feet. Sometimes you treat those, and sometimes you just go on with them and let them heal on their own, if they will. So there were several marching seasons that I marched with a broken foot, but I went through it. So that was really challenging. Going through college was challenging. It affected my college career. My obesity did. I think that it's difficult being on your own and not really having someone that can help you nutritionally, but as much as I knew at that point, I should have been a little bit more disciplined, but I was very stressed out from college and the college experience. When my weight just kind of escalated as an adult, when I got out of college, I continued to gain weight. Met my wife actually when I was at my close to highest weight. Loved me for me, and I think we were at very similar points in our life, and we had a lot of commonality, both being overweight and having to deal with those things. So we, shortly after we got married, 2 years into our marriage, we made the decision, and I had actually been pursuing this around the time that I met my wife, because I knew something had to change, because I felt like I was going to die if nothing changed. We pursued gastric bypass surgery. We actually both had gastric bypass, and I thank the people at Duke Health for that. Dr. Pryor at the time was the surgeon that did that initial surgery for me with gastric bypass. I lost, the majority of the weight. I actually got down to where I am now from 2008 on until about 2015, 2014, and around the time we had adopted our daughter. And the weight was on, me and Kathy, my wife had pursued different diet plans and programs, Weight Watchers, which I think is a really good way to learn in general about nutrition and to learn how to pursue balanced nutrition. We both actually had gastric bypass within a period of about 6 months, and I did really well with mine. Kathy had some problems from her surgery. She had a hepatic reaction to it, had to have a feeding tube for a while, so she couldn't drink or eat, things. So she was losing weight, but not the right way, or not the intended way through the surgery. Both got down, through that period, and that was great. And no nutritional deficiencies or anything like that. Eventually she got the ability to eat again. I think once the hepatic reaction had subsided that she had from the initial surgery, and she was able to eat. I continued to try to watch my weight, and I would lose weight here and there, but again, it would escalate again, even after having this gastric bypass surgery. And a lot of that came from dependency on carbohydrates, just that kind of like, oh, I want to eat something carby. I want to eat something carby. It's not good with that diet. I mean, you have a different relationship with food after you have gastric bypass, but again, your body learns its way through it, and it becomes clever. Your body becomes clever, you would think, as far as how it's going to build back those stores and get you through those periods. And a lot of that has to do with carbohydrates. Your body becomes much more efficient, I would say, with carbohydrates, even more efficient than you were before, when you were gaining the weight before you even had the surgery. So it's something you have to watch. There's like a moonlight period of about 2 years that you have with gastric bypass, and then you get that efficiency of carbohydrate that just kind of kicks back in, and then you start gaining weight again. It's really, really frustrating, but you do have that good period, and if you can get it under control in that moonlight, then you're going to be in great shape. Went back in 2019 to see a Dr. Kilani through Prisma Health, and he actually did a distal revision of gastric bypass for me, where it would move through the malabsorptive. He also fixed a hiatal hernia and kind of tweaked my stoma a little bit. And since then, it's been great. It's been better than great. I've lost weight. I've kept it off, and kind of brings us where we're at today. I can eat more than I probably should, honestly. However, I have a condition now that I was just diagnosed with, and it's really why I've been slowing down on the vlogs, and hopefully I can get back to them. And I've developed this condition, and evidently this is something that with gastric bypass that can happen. I don't know if there's really a correlation between this and Prader Willi. As far as I know that, with Prader Willi, you can have all kind of gastric and digestive abnormalities. So I don't know if this is correlated with that. I don't know if it's just simply genetic, because my mom actually has some digestive problems as well. But what I have is called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. So essentially what this means is the surgery is working. It works really well, but I don't have enough enzymes secreted from my pancreas to digest the food that goes through me. And this is markedly bad with fat. So if I eat fats, then the worse things are. So there was a restriction before on carbs, and now it's a restriction. You would think a restriction on fat. In actuality, no. The course of treatment for this is not that. I started taking digestive enzymes for this every time I eat. It's not fun. You have to take pills every time you eat and want to absorb the food that you're eating. But it made me feel so much better, and dramatically so today. And that's really what inspired me to make this video. The fact that I've started, some kind of treatment. This is over-the-counter medicine for that condition. And this contains the 3 enzymes that I need: protease, amylase, and lipase. Protease to digest fruits and vegetables, amylase to digest protein, and lipase to help digest fat. So it's really important that I take this medication when I eat in order to be able to absorb the nutrition from the food that I'm eating. It's really expensive. Over the counter, it's expensive, but the prescription formulations are even more expensive, I think, of this. And it's something fairly new, so insurance is challenged with it. Really thankful that, we can go ahead and get this medicine for me now over the counter. It's made dramatic difference. I feel great. It's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. I think that before, when I had the hiatal hernia and gastric reflux, before the last gastric bypass, and even prior to that, when I had GERD growing up, I'd take omeprazole and the PPIs to get rid of that, and I'd have to do that every day. I don't have to do that anymore, but now I have to take these things, and it really made a difference pretty quickly on how it made me feel. I don't know if everyone that that goes the course that I did with Prader Willi, with the gastric bypass surgeries, if they're going to have this insufficiency. In fact, I came across a paper, and I'll link it in this video, talking about the correlation between gastric bypass and exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, and how that 31% of their group, the tested group, the research, had shown that those individuals developed EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. So I think it's something that you're going to hear a lot more of. I know even people that haven't had gastric bypass are now suffering from this, or maybe it's just something that they're learning about to treat. It's making a difference so far, and I'm very thankful for that. Again, thankful for the time that I live in, that I can get medications like these even over the counter. I do hope insurance works it out a little bit. But so again, I don't know if it's correlated. There's any correlation between the genetic situation that's within my family. If it's because of the gastric bypass, I think that's probably a big factor. Or Prader Willi, which could also be another factor in the genetic makeup. But it is something that I'm dealing with now. Prior to this, today, I'm going to have my ups and downs with this condition, but it's really hard to live with. I've been having that short battery kind of situation where I can't do too much because I'm not feeling good enough to do it. And I've been sleeping, and it's just been really unpleasant. Now that I'm on this medication, I hope this being the first day that it turns around. So I think the thing about Prader Willi, and as an adult, my recommendation to other adults is that you have to kind of change your lifestyle. Diets don't work. And I think for individuals too, it's more about lifestyle changes. Something that I learned from Weight Watchers. There's lifestyle changes that you have. And again, this is a lifestyle change for me and what I do. And I'm going to have to actually change my vitamin formulation and things like that because of these pancreatic enzymes. So things we're going to look at for that. And I'm sure I'm going to get deeper into this diagnosis. This is just the beginning for me. And hopefully nothing but good things, because today I just feel dramatically better, and I wanted to share that with you. If there's anybody out there that's got EPI from gastric bypass, know that you're not crazy, or if you've got some gastric issues that you can't put your finger on, that you're worried about, you might want to look into it. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a patient that's went through all these things, and all the advice that I give you is just based upon my personal experience and what I've learned as an individual, and I'm not licensed to do anything. So, but I just wanted to share with you that I've got my weight pretty much under control. There'd still be some more that I'd like to lose, but I think that's possible. And I think if I get out in the parks and vlog some more and take this medicine and get the nutrition that I need, because you need nutrition in order to lose weight. You can't not absorb your food and still lose weight. Your body doesn't allow that. It's a smart machine, so you do need nutritional input. So feeling better, starting up the vlogging again. Hopefully this is the beginning for me to get back to that. But even if it's not, I'm going to try to keep everyone posted about my experience of being the chronically chill person that I am, what's going on with my illness and with the Park Bopper. I'm really excited. I think that I want that channel to grow. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to that channel, please do so. I'd love for you to subscribe to this, but that channel is something that I'm really trying to get people onto. And again, just me in the parks, me and on the cruises, me in the restaurants in this area, just kind of experiencing, and again, doing natural things too. My family wanted to do some more snorkeling, and I've been thinking about kayaking again too. I really enjoyed that when I went before. So getting out and doing the natural things and doing vlogs on that, maybe look at some of the natural parks in the area. So that's what we're about. That's what we're doing. Again, if you like what I do as the Chronically Chilled, please vibe, jibe, like, and subscribe. Hey, Ray, baby. And
Slime.
And slime. And we're going to, there's going to be more from us in the future. And I hope that, I pray that everyone's feeling good out there. And that, again, if you have Prader Willi, have someone that you love that's dealing with the condition, please don't be afraid to drop a comment or send me an email at thechronicallychill@gmail.com, and I'll try to get back to that. I've got a few email addresses I'm managing now, but I just want to say we love you. We hope the best for you. If there's anything we can do, please reach out, and I hope you have a great and chronically chill day.